Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 17th of March 2022 and now we are going to discuss 5 MCQs based on the current affairs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But before we begin, a small information. The PDF of the discussion will be available in our Telegram channel. So please go through it. Now let's look at the first question. So the first question is, with respect to the difference between wholesale price index and consumer price index, consider the following statements. First one, WPA does not capture changes in the prices of services, but CPA does. Second one, in WPA, more weightage is given to food items, whereas in CPA, more weightage is given to manufactured goods. You have to choose the correct option. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So, if you see the first statement, it is right because WPA does not capture change in prices of services, but CPA does. This is true. But second one, if you see, in WPA, more weightage is given to food items, whereas CPA, more weightage to manufactured goods. In general, if you see, whenever we talk about consumer price index or whenever we talk about inflation from consumer point of view, there we will just look at the food prices. But whenever we talk about wholesale point of view, we talk about the manufactured goods. So from consumer point of view, food prices are more important. So even if we go by this logic, in consumer price index, more weightage will be given to food items, whereas in wholesale price index, more weightage will be given to manufactured goods. So that is what we have to look at, and the second option is wrong, whereas the first is right. So A 1 only is the correct answer. So recently the data released by the government showed that the wholesale inflation of India rose to 13.11%, while the retail inflation which is measured by the CPA, came to 6.07% in February 2022. So wholesale price index, if you see, it measures the change in price at wholesale level, published by the Economic Advisor, Commerce Ministry, Office of Economic Advisor. It is used as the inflation indicator in India, and the base year for it is 2011-12. This is consumer price index. If you see, it measures the change in prices, the inflation at consumer level. It is released by the National Statistics Office, and the CPI calculates the difference in price commodities of services like food, medical care, education, electronics, etc., which Indian consumers buy for use. And CPI have several subgroups, including food and beverages, fuel, light, housing, clothing, bedding, and footwear. And there are 4 types of CPI: CPI industrial workers, CPI agricultural labor, CPI rural labor, CPI combined. And the base year for the CPI is 2012, and Monetary Policy Committee uses CPI data to control the inflation. WPA tracks inflation at producer level, and CPI captures changes in the price levels at consumer level. WPA do not capture changes in prices of services, which CPI does. In WPA, more weightage is given to manufactured goods, while in CPA, more weightage is given to food items. So these are the things. Okay. Now let's look at the next question. The second question: consider the following statements regarding Gangetic Dolphin. First one: the Gangetic river dolphins can only live in fresh water, are blind, and catch their prey using ultrasonic sound waves. Second one: the Gangetic dolphin is an indicator species for the health of the entire river ecosystem. Which of the following are correct? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. You have to choose the correct option, and the correct option is C both 1 and 2. So recently the Jal Shakti Ministry expressed their displeasure over the slow pace of approval process for Project Dolphin. So that's why this was the news. The Gangetic dolphins can live in freshwater, they are blind, and catch their prey in a unique manner using ultrasonic waves. They are distributed across 7 states in India: Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. It is a reliable indicator of the health of the entire ecosystem. And the conservation status, if you see, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, like they are in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and they are endangered according to IUCN, and they are in the Appendix 1 of CITES, that means they are most endangered, and in the CMS, Convention on Migratory Species, they are in Appendix 2, which talks about migratory species that needs conservation and management or would significantly benefit from international cooperation. So these are the things. Now let's look at the next question, the third question. With respect to Constitution of India, which of the following fundamental rights are available to both citizens and foreigners? First one, Article 14, second one, Article 19, and third one, Article 25. You have to choose the correct option. So the fundamental rights which are available to both citizens and foreigners. So almost all the fundamental rights are all the fundamental rights are available to citizens. But if you consider foreigner, the fundamental rights which are available to them are 15, 16, 19, 29, 30. Sorry, these are the fundamental rights which are not available to foreigners. Right. So going by this, 15, 16, 19, 29, 30. So that means 14 is available for all, 19 is available only for Indians, and 25 is available for all. So the correct option will be 1 and 3. Right. So the Union government urged the Supreme Court to help lay down a law with a long-lasting implication for the country on subject to foreigners' rights to approach local courts for relief after violating the visa conditions. That's why this was in news. Because the government asked the scope of foreigners' right to approach the local court when Article 19 is not applicable to them. That is the thing. Now let's look at the next question, the fourth question. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of the right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following are correct? So this is a previous year question of 2018. So here if we see option A, Article 14 and provisions under the 42nd Amendment to the Constitution, and B, Article 17 and Directive Principles of State Policy in Part 4. C, you have Article 21 and freedoms guaranteed in Part 3, and D, Article 24 and provisions under the 44th Amendment Act to the Constitution. You have to choose the correct option, and the correct option is C, Article 21 and the freedoms guaranteed in Part 3. This is a previous year question of 2018. Okay, because right to privacy, if you see, right to privacy is because then during 2018 we had this case with regarding the right to privacy, so that's why this was in news. So a question was directly asked upon that. So right to privacy is intrinsic part of Article 21. Okay, so these are the things. Now let's look at the next question, the fifth question. Who among the following were the officials Congress negotiators with the Cripps mission? It's a 2010 question. A, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel. B, Acharya J.B. Kripalani and C. Rajgopalachari. C, Pandit Nehru and Maulana Azad. And D, Rajendra Prasad and Rafi Ahmed Kidwai. You have to choose the correct option. And the correct option is C, Pandit Nehru and Maulana Azad. So this Cripps mission, if you see, the Cripps mission, this mission was led by Sir Stafford Cripps, and after the World War, this Cripps mission was sent. Actually, during the World War, for gaining the Indian support, the British promised for some sort of relief, and they have sent this Cripps mission. But this Cripps mission was an entire failure because the Cripps mission gave some more liberal terms. You can say it gave the right for the state to cede from the Indian constitution if they don't want to stay with India. So because of this, the Indian National Congress also objected this, and even the Muslim League objected the Cripps mission. So Cripps mission was an entire failure at the end of the day, and it was thought that Viceroy Linlithgow, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Indian Secretary of State Leo Emery, they were unable to do justice, and because of the lack of funding for this mission. So all of these things were there, and the debtors classes, even they also, along with Hindu Mahasabha, objected to this Cripps mission. Right? And these are the 5 questions of the day. And before I leave a small information, we are providing Vision Prelims Test Series, Vision Monthly Magazine, and Vision Mains Test Series summaries. You can subscribe to these summaries by visiting our Telegram channel. These summaries are very important, and these summaries will help you in the preparation. It will help you to revise things in a faster way. Okay, so that's it guys from my side. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.